Hey, folks, and welcome back. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you do so. We're on Facebook at BTP Sports Talk. We're on Twitter at BTP Sports. We're on Instagram at BTP_sports. And make sure you don't just watch our videos, but subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bring the Pain Sports. We're back with Indy Kalu, Coach Leah. And now joining us for this segment, we've got the captain, the Gransberry, Miss Natasha Gransberry.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Likewise. And also joining us, we have got Stephen F. Austin, running back, the all-time leader for SFA football, Mr. Gus Johnson.
Yeah.
Gus, thanks for joining us, brother.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Always, anytime. Okay, so what we want to do in this segment is Mr. Johnson here has been invited to the 2015 NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Everybody's very, very proud of you, man. So let me tell y'all about this guy. This guy is ridiculous. He's the three-time All-Southland Conference. And this year he was also the Southland Conference Player of the Year. Let me give you his stats. 1,683 yards, 23 touchdowns in 13 games. Only started 12 games out of 13. Put up almost 1,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, went over 200 yards twice.
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing that popped up with me was you had 252 yards and 4 touchdowns against Incarnate Word. Mm-hmm. Now, talk to me about that game.
It was our first game at home, of the upcoming season. So, it's going to be a lot of people there. And, my coach, he informed me for the game. He was like, might as well, put on a show in front of your home crowd. Nice. So
mission accomplished.
Yeah. He gave me the carries, and my big boys up front did some good work, and I ended up.
Boy, if you didn't say nothing about the lineman, I was gonna put you out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you talking to a lineman.
Oh, yes,
okay, that was a test.
You got to give him credit.
He passed the test already. Yeah. He passed it, and I didn't even have to ask him. He just threw it in there.
I had your back because I was going to say the same thing.
I saw you thinking him, like, you better say something.
Well, I'm like that about running backs. So always remember that if you give good respect and deference to your linemen,
amen,
it'll always work out for you. And I know that probably sounds funny coming from a non-football player, but I pay attention. And so if you notice, whenever that relationship is a good cohesive unit, you really will get those carries because those linemen will carry you. As you see little jokes in the league, I'm sure you've seen Arian Foster when he had one of his best running back years. He gave gifts to his linemen because he knows that position doesn't happen without the linemen. So obviously you did your hard work as well. And I think this is going to be a really good running back draft year anyway. We've had a lot of shakeup in the league in the running back position. A few teams are being able to see strength, like Beast Mode, of course. You're on the back end of what's supposed to be a running back career, but he doesn't even look like the back end of the career.
At all.
So I think now when we started moving away from running backs and they were a dime a dozen, this seems to be the little limelight now is coming back for the running back because we obviously don't have good quarterback options. So I think this is probably one of the better drafts to be in if you are. So.
Now the thing about nowadays is coming from a school like SFA, which isn't a power conference as far as college football goes. There was a time where even with his numbers and with what he did, he may not get seen. But nowadays with social media, YouTube, and all the different avenues in which to discover ball players, he's getting his chance. Now, coming out of high school, you were 3-star. You're from Gilmer, Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm not from Texas, so I'm not going to front and act like I know where Gilmer is. Where exactly is Gilmer?
We are located in East Texas, probably about 15, 20 minutes away from Longview.
Okay.
Probably about 45 minutes away from Tyler. So.
Okay. Now, you were a 3-star recruit coming out, and you were the 42nd ranked running back in the nation. And I'm looking at you. You're not a small guy. They got you listed at 5'10", about 225 pounds.
Yes, sir.
Doggone good size. Now, how big were you coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school, I say I was about 195, 200.
Okay, still good size.
Yes,
and
sir.
you were the MVP of the Nike Combine up at TCU, which is huge.
Yeah.
Now, with all of that said, I know bigger schools were recruiting you.
Yes, sir.
Why'd you pick SFA?
I was actually committed to the University of Tulsa, but, they had a coaching change and some things didn't go right. So, when it was all said and done, when I signed on signing day, I signed to Stephen F. Austin.
Hey, man. Hey, they paid for it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, they paying for it. That's where you go. Now, about the combine, February 17, 23rd. That's a couple of weeks. That's actually next week, as a matter of fact. What are you doing in preparation to we know you're training your body, but up here, what are you going through?
Just going through the drills and going through everything that, you know, they're going to put you through down there. I know it looks all fun and stuff like that on TV, but I know behind the scenes, they're going to put you through some questions and some things that are going to make you have to respond. And so I'm just trying to prepare myself mentally for that.
Now, how were you informed of the invitation? Did they call you? Was it an email? Was it? Did you receive a letter? How did they inform you that you'd gotten the? Because it's by invitation only. You can't just apply. How did they inform you that you've been invited?
Well, they had actually been trying to email me, but they had the wrong email address. So, yeah.
It's the NFL for you.
Yeah. So the lady who was over the combine, you know, she called me, and I was actually asleep when she called, and you know, I picked up and. She was just like, well, we've been trying to get in touch with you because we sent you an invite, but we didn't get a response. And I was like, what? Yeah. So I took the phone downstairs to my agent, Corey Williams, and he was like, oh, this is big time. So, you know, we sat on the phone and we got the right email address and everything like that. And she sent me the invite, and yeah, it was a lot of hollering and screaming. That.
Okay, now, ND. Former NFL player, 12 years, last with the Texans, of course. When you came...
I'm sorry.
She just don't miss an opportunity to plug the Texans, man, I'm telling you.
Not a single one.
Not one. He also played with the Eagles.
I know, but where you finished is always a great part.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
That's right.
Oh, man. So when you came out, you were drafted, I think, was it 4th or 5th round? 5th round. 5th round. Did you go to the combine?
Yes, I went to the combine.
Tell us about your experience there.
Congratulations. Thank you. Because they only invited back in '97 252 guys, and I think that's still the same way. So one thing that you have to keep in mind when you go there, and I always thought it was interesting, when you have those interviews, when you take those tests, they're not just testing you or interviewing you for that actual draft. When I was with the Eagles, the first time that I got released, Washington Redskins brought me in and they signed me. And the first thing he says, I remember your interview from the combine. You seem to have your head on straight. So just keep in mind when you're there, they're not just interviewing you for this draft, it's for the career. So if you impress somebody, and you've already impressed me, you know, the yes sir, no sir, you did research on us before coming on. So, you know, you just seem like a great kid, and obviously averaging over 6 yards a carry for the last 3 seasons. You're a great ball player. And something else that I noticed about you, when I shook your hand, the same thing they say about Adrian Peterson, you have huge hands.
Yeah, he does.
You know, I was like, man, I felt like I was shaking Mario Williams' hands or something. So, you know, all those little aspects are going to come into play. But, you know, I don't want to be preaching to you on the show, but just, you know, just
preach to him. Preach to him.
If I was a scout, I'd be telling my head coach, just keep an eye on this guy. He's durable, he's fast, he can catch out of the backfield. You don't see too many running backs put up the numbers you did as consistently. So just keep in mind. And obviously your agent and folks are doing a good job of preparing you, but those interviews, I mean, the interviews I would say are just as, if not more important than that 40-yard dash.
Yeah. And speaking of 40-yard dash, I hadn't had a chance to see him play in person, obviously, because we were everywhere doing everything. But I've seen some of his clips on YouTube, and I've seen him. I think they say you ran a 4.5, but this guy's got game speed, which is. I've never been a combine guy. I've been to arena football. I didn't go to NFL combines, but I've been to arena football combines. I played a few years of arena football. It's the same thing. They look at me, they look at my 40, they look at my bench press, they look at this, they look at that, they're like, But when they put that tape in, they're like, whoa. Yeah. And that's what I said when I saw you. I was like, this kid has got, Emmitt Smith only ran, I think, a 4.7. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. But when you touch that ball, I see too many guys catching you.
Yes, sir.
So that's the thing that matters is game speed. Coach Leah, of course, you work with high school athletes who are trying to get to the college level.
Absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit about your experiences with the next level.
Well, talking with this, especially with football guys, and with y'all are my heart. You work so hard, and your career typically is so short, but it's so important to get the most out of the opportunity as you absolutely can. And one of the things, and I'll agree with ND, your humble spirit is really what's going to carry you through your career. And being able to prepare young people with those kind of intangibles is so important. And again, kudos to you yourself, as well as to the people that are working with you and that are close to you. Your head is definitely on straight, and you just want to stay focused on that. Keep your eye on the prize. Yes. They're listing you as a NFL draft diamond. That's huge. That's huge. And really embrace that. Embrace that, because what develops a diamond? Pressure.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're really rising to the occasion under pressure. So, so we're a fan.
Yeah, amen. Amen. So after this segment, before he leaves, we're going to have to take a break so I can get a picture with him. So when he blows up, I can say, I got mine already. I ain't got to find him to get my picture. So
after me. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. You are. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. In case y'all hadn't figured it out yet, Captain hooked up Gus to come join us, and I appreciate it, because we definitely want to get this young man a stage to show what he can do. Now, real quickly, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do it. All right. What NFL team do you see that you think your running style would fit? I ain't gonna say who do you want to play for, because they all pay. Yeah, so I know you don't care who you pay for, but who do you see yourself running the ball behind? What NFL team?
The team that's gonna give me a shot.
Yeah, I think basically the team who can put me in a position, to help them win.
That's it.
That's the biggest thing. I just want to be a part of something, special, a group of people that, yeah.
That's right, Gus.
He passed. I told y'all I was going to try him, and he passed both times. Well, Gus, hey, man, we appreciate you joining us. And you can catch ND Kalu every Monday through Friday at 9 to 11 in the trenches. Mitchell Brock, we'll be right back.